I just finished watching Shaft, and damn, man, I mean, holy shit. I cannot believe this movie got made in 2019. In the cultural bullshit war that North America is going through in right now. I mean, this movie is going to offend and hurt the feelings and cause the majority of North American audience to be so butthurt. They're either going to be afraid to watch this movie or be scared to watch this movie, because this movie is so politically incorrect. It's like, Bill Maher who? I mean, holy shit. This movie was awesome. This movie was absolutely incredible. I went into this movie with literally no expectations, because I was just mostly curious than anything else. This is like a throwback to the old late 80s, early 90s buddy cop action movie. And a buddy cop action movie, for those who don't know, are movies where two police officers of very different types and personalities or quirks or whatever are forced together to solve a case or whatever, and hilarity ensues, so to speak. This movie, Shaft does something I didn't think anybody had the balls to do. And that was the dichotomy between the two characters, which is the father and his son, is the generational gap between, I think Shaft is like 60 years old and his son is like in his early 20s. But the most amazing part of this film is that it's also the cultural differences of the black community. And it's like, this is like a suicide run for the movie. It's like, everybody's going to be afraid to watch this movie, or they're going to be afraid to even talk about this movie. And it's like, it's hilarious. It's hilarious because it's the whole generational gap and the whole cultural war gap, so to speak, is just full of stuff that you can make fun of and you can poke at. And this movie pokes at every possible offensive, culturally inappropriate, politically incorrect topic and taboo, that it was just like, I mean, you couldn't even get a stand-up comedian or like an edgy stand-up comedian to even talk about half the stuff that was discussed in this or made fun of or joked about in this movie. It was just amazing. I mean, the story in and of itself is a typical simplistic buddy cop movie. There's a case in which JJ, which is Shaft's son, his best friend gets killed, and they try to solve the case, and eventually his somewhat girlfriend gets kidnapped, and that's basically the story. But the story is quite literally the background, or it takes a backseat to all the humor and jabs at millennials and boomers, and the cultural differences between old school and millennials, I guess. It's just, I mean, kudos to Jesse Usher, who I think plays the son, for doing this film, because Samuel L. Jackson doesn't give a rat's ass. He's fine. He doesn't give a shit about what any of you think about him or whatever. It's just, I mean, kudos to Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema for even bothering, because this movie's not going to make any money. Guaranteed this movie's not going to make any money, because you're going to be too scared to watch it. guaranteed. Or you're gonna be, or even if you do watch it, you're not even gonna be able to say you enjoyed it because it's what, socially unacceptable to like this type of shit. Well, screw you. I thought it was gonna be like a dumb movie where it was just gonna be like just poking fun, but there's an actual story arc with JJ where he starts off as a pussy and ends up becoming a Shaft, which is stupid after having just said it out loud, but that's literally what it is. He starts off as a timid, cliche millennial type. I mean, I don't even know what the cliche is. I'm just assuming that that's what it's supposed to be. He's wearing like the tight jeans. He's he goes to, I guess it's Harlem. I'm not 100% sure. And he sees this little kid who considers JJ like, he looks like a barista or somebody that works at an Apple store, if that's any help. But in fact, he's an FBI agent, a computer tech savvy guy. I honestly can't remember the title. But he's basically a computer guy. And he needs the help of his father because, well, it's irrelevant. But he ends up needing his help from his father. Hence the whole buddy cop dichotomy is established and happens. And it's just literally his father making fun of his son, and his son being offended by everything his father is saying and how he's acting and how he's treating women. And it's just, but his character, but the odd thing about this movie, which kind of surprised me, was JJ had a character arc where he ended up becoming more like his father, but it was gradual, it was well thought out, it wasn't, I mean, at the very end it ends up going over the cliff a little bit, but I mean, 90% of the movie is incredibly well done. It's quite literally the last 10 minutes of the film where it's like, I guess they ran out of steam, they just kind of went on automatic and just made it like a cliche action buddy cop film. But for the most part, I love this film. I was laughing the entire time. Like, there was not one joke or one jab or one that didn't hit home, wasn't funny, that you knew was gonna, like, part of the reason I loved this film was because I knew that it was going to offend 90% of the North American audience. And I went to go check on Rotten Tomatoes, and yeah, pretty much. And I went to check with the Box Office Mojo, and yeah, pretty much. I mean, this movie's not going to make any money, but damn, I am so glad they made this movie, because it's the first movie that I've ever reviewed, well, not that I've reviewed that many, that I actually liked. It's like I was getting sick and tired of constantly having these pathetic, ridiculous movies that I just kept putting fail on. I finally have a movie that's a pass, and I would have never expected it to be Shaft of all things, because I never really saw the 2001, which doesn't even make any sense, because by the looks of it, this one is a direct sequel to the 2000 Shaft. So, like, why isn't this called, like, Shaft 2 or Shaft the sequel, or, like, Shaft 2 Electric Boogaloo? Yeah, I know, stupid joke. I couldn't help myself. But that was kind of confusing. So is this like, it's like there's Shaft 2000 and now Shaft 2019, I guess. But I still have no interest in watching Shaft or the original one from 1972, I think. Oh, that's the other thing. It's like, it wasn't even necessary, but it was like icing on the cake, where you literally had the actor from the 1972 Shaft playing the grandfather of Samuel of Shaft from the 2000, And then in this one, you had JJ. So you had literally 3 generations of Shafts in this movie, which, well, by the end of the movie anyway. And, like, it wasn't necessary, but it was a nice nod. It was a nice little, I don't know, Easter egg, I guess, if you knew who the grandfather was. Anyway. Yeah, I'd like to say I would love to say that I would recommend this movie, but you're not going to watch it because, in the immortal words of Shaft in this movie, you're all pussies. So, anyway, yeah, I'm out of here. See ya.